Hi, I'm Margaret, and welcome to Garden School. Well, I'm on a little road trip today, and I have stopped at a native plant garden, not that far from my place, but in an area where I don't typically come. And I wanted to just check out what they have here in this native plant garden. Let's go and see. This garden is organized very nicely. It has plants that you would find in a particular environment all clustered together. So this area right here, the wetland area, and all from shrubs to ground covers to low-growing perennials, and probably some annuals in here, perhaps. I'm not sure about that. But all clustered in one area, so you could try to replicate something similar based on the conditions you might have in your own yard. Very nice. This is the damp woodland or damp forest area where plants have been clustered according to conditions that they would grow best in. There's some great licorice fern here, one of the predominant ferns in our area, along with the sword fern, but the sword fern is not in this, organized in this area with these plants. There's lots of familiar names to me. American highbush cranberry. That's something I've incorporated into my landscaping. It's a beautiful shrub, and the fruit is delicious. Now, as you can see here, they have organized the beds, I guess I would say, with rings of rocks to just delineate things. And then there's even some irrigation going on in here. It's a great idea. This is the damp forest area. Here's something, a real early bloomer. Palmate coltsfoot. It's just starting to bloom. Very interesting, and what beautiful foliage. This looks like a alpine area. It's called a montane area. So these plants would find their natural situation in a higher altitude, mountainous, perhaps mountainous area. Notice the gravel that they're using as a mulch in this area. That would be very much like the native growing conditions for these plants. Butterfly garden, how nice. There's quite a large area here that they call the meadow. This would be really nice to see a little later in the season, but it's really nice to see their layout here. It's very, very encouraging, and what a resource to the community here. The meadow. I almost walked right by this. It's so cute and so tiny and so very blue. And the name is Blue-Eyed Mary. How cute. And then right next to it, Oregon stone crop. Love of these little low-growing things and field chickweed. All of these beautiful natives that are right around us, and really beautiful when brought into the garden, or actually beautiful when they are out in their native setting as well. Now here's a treat for hummingbirds. The red flowering currant. That's one of our natives, and here mid-April, blooming. And then over here, another flowering currant, a white one. That's really nice. Hummingbirds would love that this time of year. And another thing that the hummingbirds would be happy, delighted to see at this time of year, the tall Oregon grape. Now this is an area that they call the dry forest area. So if you were going to replicate this, you would not need irrigation probably. You'd want to have it be a little bit drier. Here's a real cute, beautiful little thing here. Satin flower. It's a native, but I have never seen that in my wanderings. Well, I think I found my favorite here. It is the silk tassel tree. Now, I want you to just take a look at these flowers that are just so great. Oh, and they just are covering this shrub. What a great thing. That would be so fun to have in a landscaping. So that is a silk tasseled bush. And I don't know that I've ever actually seen this out in nature, but found on bluffs and along coast at low elevation, Oregon to California. Well, I should make a point of it. That's great. This would be really fun to come back and see in perhaps June, when some of these perennials have come up and are blooming. That would be really nice to see. I have to put that on my calendar. Well, I am so happy that we stopped at this native plant garden that I've driven past so many times. What a resource here, and what a delight. If I lived closer, I'd be volunteering here a lot, and I would be learning a lot. So if you are finding something like this in your area, consider exploring that and learning a little bit more about the native things that grow in your area. Well, I've had fun here. There's always more to learn in the garden. Bye-bye.